Welcome. Today we're doing something a little bit different. At our team meeting, which we have every Monday morning, instead of our normal updates and goals and who's doing what, we're going to have a virtual fictitious wellness committee meeting. So what we're doing is we're going to be pretending that everyone who attends are representatives of a fictitious company's wellness committee meeting. And I'm going to play the salesperson. And so when we start the meeting, we'll be in our roles that we are assuming. And we're going to show you what a wellness committee meeting could look like at a company. Now, I hate role playing. I've been in sales for most of my career, and I really hate role playing. It never just feels comfortable. It doesn't feel right. So we decided to create this fictitious scenario because it's easier for me to play this role. And I hope that you will enjoy it. We're going to pause this recording for just a quick moment, and then I'll be allowing everybody to enter the room, and we will be in our roles. Enjoy. Thank you for inviting me to be at this wellness committee meeting today. I sincerely appreciate the opportunity to come in and share what I know about Udefine Wellness and answer your questions. Michelle, you're the chairperson of this committee, so thank you especially for helping get this all set up. So where would you like to start today?
Well, we've taken a look at the website. It looks very interesting. Just kind of wanted to maybe have you go over things overall to give us a better picture. We see parts and pieces, but yeah, it all put together in one spot.
Okay. In order to make best use of our time, because I understand we probably only have about 20 minutes for this meeting, since you all have a bunch of things that you need to be doing. Would it be okay if I ask you some questions? Okay. So tell me what you've been doing for wellness activities.
Well, we give people some money when they go to the gym. They get a little credit, and we pay for part of a CSA box for people, and we do a water challenge.
Hold on. What's a CSA box?
Oh, community supported agriculture. So there's a vegetable box that we bring in season. It's ending now. It's more in the summer.
Okay.
And then we do a water challenge, and yeah, those are the main things right now, but we're looking to change things up and maybe add in some education classes, but not sure where to start for that.
Okay.
And I like to use alternative services myself, so that's what interested me in your program.
Awesome. So Rhonda, thank you for that. Rhonda and Rod, tell me, what is it about the wellness program that you've liked seeing in place, and what would you like to see different as members of the wellness committee?
Well, I definitely like the education pieces that providers obviously offer. And I like the ability to access a bunch of different options for my health.
Okay, I love that, options. And Rod, anything to add?
Kind of like Rhonda said, it's like being able to select from different modalities, from different providers within those modalities. It's just like you get the freedom of choosing what's right for you.
That's what you liked that you saw on our website, evidently, right? Because that's not what you guys have in place right now, it sounds like. Awesome. So Michelle, one question I have to ask you is, what's your participation like?
Probably about 20%.
About 20%. That's kind of normal. How do you feel about that?
I'd rather have it a lot higher, because I know the healthier people are, the better they'll be more productive at work. So
yeah, absolutely. So what have you tried to increase that percentage?
Well, just sending emails and things, but everybody says they're busy or they have their own thing they're doing, or they're just probably take a survey and see what they really want.
Have you done surveys before?
No, I haven't taken the time for that.
Okay, that sounds great. And I have to ask you, have you set a budget for what you're wanting to spend on wellness programs, or is that just completely up in the air at this point in time?
Yeah, still kind of evaluating and seeing what's out there and how much we need to budget. So
Hmm.
it's pretty low right now, what we have in the budget, but
Okay, okay,
we're open.
that makes perfect sense. Um, So a little bit about You Define Wellness. There's really only two things that we do. One is education, which you've all pretty much said is really important to you. And then the other thing is access to the services that people like to do themselves, freedom of choice and all of that. Now, within that, we can customize. So, oh, we have another member of the Wellness Committee coming in right now. So before I continue going on, I'm going to let her audio connect here. Welcome, Rita, to the Wellness Committee meeting. I really appreciate you being here today. We're just now talking about some of the things. We've done a little bit of a review as to what you guys are currently doing for wellness, and I'm just starting to talk about the direction we can go. So one of the benefits of You Define Wellness is that we can customize things. So there is nothing that is in a box that says, okay, we want the education package, we want the nutrition package, we want the fitness package. So what we really want to do is we want to customize it to meet the needs of your workplace. You're currently having about 20% participation, and I could have guessed that. And it's not because I'm a mind reader and a genius at these things. There are statistics out there that support that. In fact, one study showed that 60% of your employees even know you have a wellness program, and of the 60%, 40% are participating. That's 24%. So I would have been right in those numbers. One of the problems, though, with only a 20 or 24% participation is that you have almost 80% of the employees who are not. And I don't know about you guys, but when I was in college, a 20% grade on a test meant I was failing. So let's see if we can increase your grade. There's a couple of different ways we can do it. At You Define Wellness, we have learned there are 4 types of employees. You have the can'ts, the shan'ts, the don'ts, and the won'ts. You have right now the 20% who are can'ts. And what that means is they can't wait to get it started. They're going to do anything you put out there. You really don't have to worry about them except for the fact of continuing to deliver and meet their needs. About 5% of your employees are probably shan'ts. Shan'ts are the people who have medical conditions and they don't believe they can participate. So if you're doing, the gym credit, maybe they have some pain and some body aches and they don't believe that they can go that direction. The other things you're doing, and I want to commend you on what you're doing, the CSA is a fantastic thing. It's something that I hadn't heard of it phrased that way, but community gardens, sharing of vegetables, fantastic. I wholeheartedly encourage you to do that because those shan'ts can also participate in that, and that can help increase your grade. About 10% of your employees will be won'ts. Won'ts are the people, in my generation, we call them the Archie Bunkers of the world. They're going to cross their arms. They're going to be, no way, I'm not going to do it. And I'm going to encourage you not to worry about them. You love on them. You can let them know what you have out there. And if they're at all interested, they're going to come to the table and participate. But we're not going to worry about them. It's the rest of them. We call them don'ts. It's about 61% of your employees. And that's the easiest way to increase your participation level is by engaging the don'ts. And the don'ts are the people who say, I don't like what you're offering. They're also the people who say, I don't have the time, I don't have the money. One thing that I have learned is time and money are rarely really the issue. If there's something you really want to do, you're going to find the time, you're going to find money. The people in this group that we really, really want to concentrate on are the people who say, I don't do anything for myself. There's a lot of those out there. And the bigger group is actually the ones who say, I don't know where to get started. They're on overwhelm. They just don't know how to take that first step. So we've done a couple things at You Define Wellness to really help that group in particular, but all your employees. One is our website, and thank you for going over there. I really appreciate it. I hope you played with the filters in the Wellness Center and you were able to see the wide range of modalities that we have and the wide range of conditions and issues that our providers can work with. That alone, I understand, can be really overwhelming when you see way too many choices, but it's really not that overwhelming. We find that we're in enrollment situations and installing our wellness programs, that employees know what they're looking for. They're not going down a list to say, yep, it's this, yep, it's this, yep, it's this. They're going straight for the word they're looking for. Maybe it's anxiety. And then from there, they can find the different types of modalities that can help them. But still, they may not know enough about those. And so we have people in our group that we call Certified Wellness Pathfinders. We gave it a name that is so descriptive of what they do because we wanted it to be easy. And that's just what they do. They have been trained on a variety of modalities, and that they can sit with an employee and they can help them take the next step after taking an individual health assessment. So that is one of the services that we offer. Okay, so I saw your faces kind of light up and they're like, hey, that kind of makes sense. Is that resonating with you guys? Yep, absolutely. I'm seeing heads nodding. Okay, awesome. That's fantastic. So let me pause here and say, what questions has that all brought up?
Well, first of all, how do they, with COVID-19, how are they having a personal interaction with these pathfinders, our employees?
Just like you've been doing your business meetings and your wellness committee meetings through electronic Zoom meetings, most of them. Obviously, hands-on modalities like massage, chiropractic, acupuncture are still within, they're going to them for those personal services, but almost all of our providers have moved over to some sort of electronic communication just because of the protections. For those who are doing in-person services, every single one of them have to follow COVID-19 protocols according to the industry of which they are in. Some of our providers have listed those COVID-19 protocols on their profile on our website as well. Not all of them. We encourage them to do so. Not all of them have done so, but I will guarantee you that they all have procedures that they are following, from temperature checks and an oximeter to measure oxygen readings to thoroughly cleaning the office. I can tell you, my husband is a massage therapist. He had to lengthen the time between each one of his scheduled appointments because he has to do a thorough cleaning of his office from the front door handle to the bathroom after every single one of those appointments. He doesn't want to catch it either. So, and that's, yes, they're required to do these, but they also are protecting their own personal health. Did that help, Rita?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. What other questions? Go ahead.
The Pathfinder, that would be an extra fee? Just worried about fees.
Well, let's talk about fees. So it depends on how you come into our system. And that depends upon your budget. And that's why I asked you what your budget was at the very beginning. We can work with employer groups that have no budget at all, up to those that have a very lucrative budget. So let's start on the low end. How do you work with us when you have absolutely no budget at all? And thank you, by the way, for this question, because I always love having this conversation. On our website, you will see that there are a bunch of complimentary services. So we have providers who will do initial consultations for free. Obviously, they're hoping that that's going to lead to ongoing engagement. But we also have dozens and dozens and dozens of educational videos available that are free to watch. And we have a number of downloads as well. So your employees will be checking that box of education for them. But then they also have the access to services. So they can work with any provider in our network, whether they're on one of our employee benefit programs or not. They just may not be receiving a discount or paying full retail rates, but they know that they're working with a provider who has been vetted. And vetted means we know their criminal backgrounds. And I can tell you none of the providers in our network are in that boat, but they got a lot of speeding tickets that I like to joke about. But no, they're a good group, but they've had to go through a criminal background investigation. We look at their licenses for disciplinary actions and stipulations and their reputation in the industry. So at least they know that they're going to be working with someone who has been vetted. And many of the people who work for you probably are already paying for services out of their pocket, but now they'd be working with someone who has gone through that vetting process. So that's having no budget whatsoever. Then we move into the next group, and maybe you have just a small amount to pay for towards wellness. You can choose any of our wellness education talks. Some of them are free, just so you know, and we have providers who will offer them. Even if you're not a client of Udefine Wellness, they'll offer them for free. The other part of it is that you can choose any of our wellness education programs a la carte. So let's say you decide next month you want to have a wellness education class, but you don't want to commit to any long-term contracts or anything. Just buy a wellness education class a la carte and offer it to your employees. And it'll be done virtually. 9 times out of 10, actually probably 99 times out of 100. Right now, they'll be done virtually using technology. But in that category of low cost, we also have something called the Healthy Living Savings Card. This is a discount card that is available where, just like your grocery store card, you show the card at time of service, you get a discount from the provider who is offering a discount. It could be a percent, it could be a dollar amount off, it could be you participate, your spouse gets to join for free, it could be an extra 30 minutes. I mean, it's a wide range of things. So that Healthy Living Savings Card starts at $99 per employee. That's not per year, per month, or anything else. It's one-time fee. It never expires. It's evergreen, and they can share it with every member of their household if they want. So it is a great deal that we have out there. And you can find that list of all the discounts on our website as well. You can cost share that with your employees if you really wanted to. You can make them pay for it 100%. By just saying, hey, we've got this option out here, and if anybody wants to buy it, we'll deduct it from your paycheck. It's a one-time fee, boom. Depending upon the size of your company will depend upon what the price is per card. So it's, the top end is $99. So I have to ask you, Michelle, how many employees do you have?
About 200.
Okay, so you'll have a really good savings there. The price is dependent on how many cards are purchased, not how many employees you have. So if you were to buy it for all of your employees, we can get you a terrific deal. I don't actually have it in front of me right now. I can absolutely pull that up. But if you just tell your employees, hey, we're going to do this, we'll see what kind of a pricing we can come up with. We'll give them a little bit of a deal. But the volume discounts, the set pricing is based on how many people are actually purchasing it or how many you're purchasing for your employees. Then we have the next tier of working with us. And what it is it's a combination between wellness education and that Healthy Living Savings Card. So it's a true employee benefit plan that every enrolled employee will get that Healthy Living Savings Card. But then you're also going to get monthly wellness education. And we have a bunch of our providers who will be offering that to you for free. Even if it has an a la carte pricing, we have them set up where they will do it for free for you. And the cost of that program is $193 per employee per year. So it's under $200 a year for those employees. And you've checked off that box for education, and you've checked off that box for access to services as well. Our top of the line program starts at the highest end of it is $80 per employee per month. It's the richest one, but it's really rich within it. Your employees will have the choice of one wellness service per month that is subsidized by you. Some of our services are included for free within that. Some of them, they may be paying a little bit more out of pocket. And our providers set their own fees. So let's just use massage as an example. Massage at one place may be free. A massage at another place may be $5 or $10. So it's not like a medical insurance plan where you know that if you go to the dermatologist, it's going to cost you $20 no matter where you go. We don't work that way. Our providers set their own pricing. But on that top level plan, so look at this one employer subsidized session. I got to tell you, employees love it. They're already doing things. In fact, there's a statistic by the National Institute of Health that said there are 59 million Americans spending $30.2 billion a year out of their pocket on health and wellness services not covered by medical insurance. So they're going to love you because they're already doing this stuff out of their pocket. Plus, you get the wellness education monthly, and all employees can go to that, whether they're enrolled or not. Plus, we're going to do a healthy living fair for your staff every year. For those enrolled, they can come for free. For those who are not enrolled in the plan, we have a modest price. We will also survey your employees. And this is probably the most important thing that we do, because our survey, you know, if you do a survey, I'm going to guarantee you, you're going to have 20% of your employees who are going to take it. Okay. Maybe a few more, because the won'ts love to take the survey and tell you what they think. But we have a way to engage the employees, and so we'll get higher than what you could possibly get. And we're going to ask them questions that you would not be getting the responses to. We're going to ask them questions you wouldn't be asking. We want to ask them about their outside of work activities and interests. We want to ask them about their usage of alternative practitioners. And from that analysis that we do, we'll be able to recommend and custom design education programs that employees are actually going to want to go to, because it aligns with their outside of work activities and interests. So that was the big picture of the You Define Wellness programs. But as I said, you can engage, no money, or you can engage and have the world with everything that you want, and your employees will love that plan. Questions?
I have one.
Yeah.
So, you know, we do have some employees who have gym memberships
Mhm.
and really tend more towards the fitness side.
Mhm.
How does this interplay with that?
Okay, so gym memberships are kind of funky, and I don't want to disturb their gym membership. You know, you can join a gym for $9.99 a month. It's dirt cheap, and a lot of people take advantage of those offers. We don't engage in that. Ours are typically personal trainers and at their fitness facility. I would encourage them to continue doing what they're doing. One thing that we can do is, if they're paying for that gym membership out of their pocket, and you have our employee wellness benefit plan, that's that top level one that costs $80 a month, they can submit their receipts to us and receive a $40 credit when it has accumulated to that, at least that amount. So we can help pay them a little bit more. And that leads me to a question that you haven't asked, and I really want to answer it. I'm going to charge you 80, I'm going to pay them 40. Okay, am I keeping the other 40 bucks? It doesn't work that way. If you are paying for a session and the employee does not use it, they will lose it after 90 days. And we say 90 days because it's a wellness isn't wellness if it's not done on a regular basis, is kind of my philosophy. So in the world of insurance, that would be profit to the insurance company. In our world, that's not how we operate. So if you have subsidized the cost of a session, and the session value is $60 of the 80, that half of that $60 will be paid back to you. So you get a credit for $30. If they're applying for reimbursement, we're paying out 40, then you're going to get the difference between the 40 and the 60 back. Okay, so it's coming back to you. There's no other, this is hard to get your brain wrapped around, because no other benefit company out there gives you your money back. Okay, so we're going to pay you half. Now, what's that other half going to? If you have a nonprofit healing partner that you partner with, maybe it's Habitat for Humanity, maybe it's a kids Little League team, that could be deemed wellness. We have a whole host of nonprofits that we work with. That other half will go to the nonprofit healing partner, either one you designate or one that we designate as well. So that was a roundabout way of answering that question, Rhonda, but I hope that I addressed it and expanded on it for you.
Yeah, wellness in a box sounds interesting, but if we just have, maybe I just want to give it to the management level, the cards, and then can other people attend the classes? Everybody else in the company?
That's a really good question. The short answer to that will be yes. They absolutely can. Now, what I'm going to tell you about discrimination, because that's a form of discrimination, but you're not violating any lines. You can discriminate when it comes to employee benefits. You can discriminate between classes. You can't discriminate within a class. So if you're buying the Healthy Living Savings Cards for just the management level staff, you need to be buying it for every single one on the management level staff. But we're not going to stop people at the door and say, oh, you can't come in. Now, there is an exception on the wellness in a box, is that our provider is compensated based on the number of people who are attending the meeting. So if you are allowing employees to come into that meeting, we've not received compensation to pay that provider. Those other staff members, there will be a fee of $10 per person who comes in. Okay, but yes, they can absolutely attend it. And if it's a free class that a provider is offering anyways, they offer it a la carte free, then we will be looking the other way on those employees. What I'm trying to express is that we have some hard and fast rules at Udefine Wellness, but we're really flexible. And as long as it's fair to all parties involved, then that's the direction that we will always go. Good questions, guys. Thank you. I appreciate that. What other questions do you have in the remaining time that we have here? Just a couple of minutes.
Well, we have had in the past a smoking cessation program where we actually incentivize it, and we pay employees who have stopped smoking a couple $100s. And so, you know, and there's been some talk about even weight loss being incentivized because that's overall health for the company. So just trying to see how that might play into all of this as well.
Okay.
Do you have like smoking cessation providers in the network?
We do. We also have weight loss providers. So we, the smoking cessation providers that we have that were specifically say that are hypnosis, and hypnosis has worked very well for it. But I can tell you that many of our other providers in our network also can focus on smoking cessation. It's going to be from a mental health perspective more often than not, although it's also some health coaching that can do some smoking cessation. We absolutely encourage these programs. We have just found, you know, that the hypnosis is the one that is standing out amongst everything. In terms of compensating your employees for smoking cessation, hey, kudos, get them to stop smoking and spending the money over there. We can help support that. We can also bring in education programs for them, that we can go out to our providers and say, come up with a smoking cessation educational talk for us. We have not created one yet, but we certainly can do so. That's the beauty of having a network of providers. And you can choose which one resonates the most with you. For weight loss programs, we will not do a weight loss challenge. We have providers in our network. We have a ton of health coaches. They can help assist on a healthy weight loss program for your staff. We will just not endorse weight loss challenges themselves, only because of their high failure rate. Initially, it works really well. We would rather come from the perspective of dealing with weight loss in a good, healthy way. And that's also bringing in mental health help, because so much of weight gain has to do with emotions. And so we want to make sure that we are bringing that in as well. So we're getting close to our time limit. So I have a couple more questions for you guys. First of all, Michelle, if you can answer this question, what is your timeline for putting a program into place?
Well, I'm hoping to have something in place by the end of the year. I know a lot of people like to start the year off with healthy habits. So I thought maybe we'd get better engagement if we have something ready by the end of the year.
And what's that decision-making process going to look like?
Well, we'll all discuss what we've heard today after this, and then we just have to take it to the owner of the company and see how the budget will work and which way they want to go.
Where we don't have a budget. So we need to plan it in. Okay. So I have to ask the question for feedback. Is our program something that you would think would fit within your environment?
Yeah, there's a lot of different options, so it seems like we could customize it to whatever level we're able to do this year, and then maybe next year do the full plan or something. Sounds really interesting.
Absolutely. So if you're wanting it to be in effect for January 1st, which means depending on the direction you go within our system, we would need to have an enrollment meeting with your employees be done by December 15th in order to have everything in place, which means that we would need to have communications and everything wrapped up and decided probably by Thanksgiving, which gives us 2 months to make the decisions. Does that sound like it's a fair timeline for you?
Yeah, I think that should work. Rita,
Okay.
did you have something?
Yeah, so going with the idea that a lot of employees are going to want to start healthy habits in the new year. If we choose to use the Pathfinder program where they take a wellness assessment, how long will it take from the completion of them turning in their wellness assessment to before they get to discuss their direction with a Pathfinder, so they kind of know what they're going to be working on come the new year?
Okay. So then we were going to want to back everything 30 days more and actually have it start December 1st instead of January 1st. So if you're wanting them to get going with New Year's resolutions and healthy habits on January 1st, then we really need to start the program December 1st, which now puts our timeline starting date about the middle of October, which is less than a month away. So it's about 2 to 3 weeks. And Rita, I think that was actually a brilliant question you just asked, because the Pathfinder assessment program, and I didn't really talk about how that works, but it is a benefit within the employee wellness benefit plan, the top level program that they can choose. It's personal choice. On the Healthy Living Savings Card, they can access it on a discount. And so it's available. It's also available on a retail basis, but that's going to be the highest price that is paid for those services.
Okay. So if our company chooses a lower tier,
they can still access it.
Employees can still access that.
Absolutely, we can. Absolutely. And so you've got the the personal well-being assessment. I keep saying health assessment. We actually are calling it the well-being assessment because I think it's more comprehensive than just health. The well-being assessment, they take the assessment today. It'll be in the hands of a wellness pathfinder within a couple of days, and then it's a matter of how quickly they set that appointment. So I'd say give it a 2-week period of time, pretty much. So if you go into effect December 1st, they'll absolutely have their game plan in place before the end of the year, as long as they schedule that. The responsibility's on them. They've got to take the test, the assessment. They've got to schedule the appointment as well. So we could have our Wellness Pathfinders be very, very busy in the month of December, but it's that well-being assessment it's a 1-hour individual consultation. It is a choice for employees to make, but it's a great choice for those who just need to figure out where they're going to be going, or they just want the validation that they're on the right path as well. So excellent question, Rita. So we're talking now mid-October, which is just a couple of weeks away. So is that going to give you enough time to get your ducks in a row and make sure that you've been able to have that conversation with the owner?
I think so. Well, yeah, I think we can find a time to meet. We're a little slower right now in our company business.
Yeah. So I have to ask, which one of our programs is jumping out at you as this is the one that we want to do?
I think at least getting everybody one of those discount cards would be helpful. So maybe that, and then if that's $100, and then it's only another $93 for the education class, that might be a way to go with that wellness in a box one.
Awesome. And I'm just going to pull up real quick the pricing on that for you, because I promised that I would. And I meant to do that a minute ago, and I did not. And it is on our website in the You Define Wellness store, so that you can recreate where we are. And the Healthy Living Savings Card, we actually, just so you know, we have it on sale for $69.30 from that $99 fee. So that would give you a saving right now, right there. But if you were, let's just say you decide that you're going to purchase 100 cards, the price on that would be, total price would be $4,130 for 100 cards, which brings the price down to $41.30 per card. So that's a one-time fee. Holy cow. I mean, the savings alone is fantastic, but you have to figure that out for your budget. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. So can I plan on following up with you? Is October 15th a good day, or can we say October 10th?
Yeah, probably the 10th, and then we can, if we have any more questions, we can get those answered before then.
Okay.
The 15th and get things rolling.
Awesome.